Langford Architecture Center was built in 1978 as it was incorporated into the architecture building. It is filled with 2,500 plus students, 134 faculty, and 59 professional staff engaged.
Langford Building A was designed by a former student, Jack R. Hardley, class of 1958. The building was built by HKS out of Dallas for a sum of $7 million.
It is open around the clock and is often called Langford Hotel. The college enrolls architects, landscape architects, builders, planners, professionalists, special effect wizards, and scholars. It offers the students everything they need to finish their projects and designs. It includes computer labs, studios, classrooms, and a coffee shop that is very popular. The inside of the building is covered with murals of projects by all the students. Also includes a lot of sculptures and plans.
When leaving the interior of Langford Building A, you can leave from the south, east, and north sides of the building. There is one entrance leading towards the architecture quad from the south side of the building. On the east side of the building, you have a ground level entrance exiting towards New Main. And on the north side of that building, you have two exits, both leading to architecture buildings B and C, one being on the ground level and one being on the first floor of that building.
The overall design of the Langford Architecture Center can resemble to Le Corbusier's five-pointer architecture, as it includes roof gardens that can serve as a domestic purpose while adding protection to the concrete roof, and is also designed with Le Corbusier's favorite material, concrete. What is most interesting about the Langford building would be the windows, as they are angled towards a certain direction to allow the light into the building.
The design and creation of Langford Building A during the decade of change from 1976 to 85 at A&M was a leading contributor to A&M's architecture program and why it is where it is today at Texas A&M University. Langford Building A was created as a massive concrete structure created to be a basis for knowledge and learning in the architectural field. I think that it captured the design of concrete construction very well, and I am fascinated to learn what Texas A&M is going to do to incorporate expansion of the architecture buildings around Langford Building A to keep the architecture and use of space incorporated into the main design of the building.
Howdy, my name is Jorge Vanegas, and I have the honor and privilege of being the Dean of the College of Architecture at Texas A&M.
Alrighty, Jorge, and how do you feel that this Langford building properly accommodates your occupation as Dean?
Well, I have responsibility for everything that happens under the college, and one of them is space. And I have to say that space is an asset that we get from the university, but none of the departments and the college own the space. It belongs to the university. So we have to work with what we have. And given the amount of students, given the amount of faculty, given the amount of staff, and given the amount of courses that need to be served and other kind of research and other kinds of duties, I would say that it is adequate, but within very serious spatial constraints. This building was built many years ago when the college was a lot smaller, and times have changed. So I would say that it is adequate, but certainly not perfect for what we could be doing if we had better space.
Okay. What do you find interesting about Langford Building? Any architectural features that are interesting to you that you like or don't like?
I don't know the formal term, but it's brutalistic architecture. It's exposed concrete. It's gray. It could benefit from a lot more light. I think that in its original inception, it had a very different vision. After 40 years, we finally got a facelift. So it's not exactly what you would associate with modern architecture or a place of total delight. However, within Langford, it has a very unique personality, and it is reflected in the fact that even students refer to this as Langford Hotel 24/7. So, for the nature of our college, I think it is very acceptable. We are always dreaming about how can we improve it, but in its current form, it serves as a home for many design studios. It serves as a home for many faculty offices. I think that one of the biggest enhancements is that it is becoming a gathering place for students where we have done investments on furniture so students can hang out in what used to be just empty hallways. Now there's a sense of livingness, if that's a proper term, because students hang out. They sit on couches, they sleep on couches, they get together and study, and that happens at all times of the day and at many times in the night.
The Langford building is the most interesting building on the A&M campus as it includes the students' arts, designs, and projects. Thanks and gig 'em.
Howdy, my name is Cameron Monsivice. I am a second-year landscape architecture student. I work for the Student Services office as well here in Langford.
Alrighty, and what do you do inside of the Langford building besides just working here?
Well, being a landscape architecture student, I'm pretty much involved with all of ASLA and all the programs that we do for landscape architecture itself. So small projects I know we've worked on would be like the little houses that A&M does as well. We've worked around Langford itself doing projects. Being involved in Langford, we also have like access to Shaw Creek Nature Preserve, which we have access to as a lot of the projects. It's alone. Also working here in Student Services though, you have a lot of opportunities to meet new people. You get close with the dean, you get close with a lot of faculty as well as students, kind of opening doors as well as giving you like recommendations and everything else that goes with that.
Okay. Does the building itself, Langford, accommodate both your occupation and your needs as a student?
Yes and no. It definitely hits every point that you need for a studio for your degree itself. The only things that it does lack, I would say, would be more interactive parts on campus itself. You're kind of confined to the building alone.
Are there any aspects you find specifically interesting about Langford?
I know one aspect, working with Student Services and giving tours, was the design and structure of the building. With everything being on the outside of it, creates interactive like abilities for everybody between faculty, staff, and students. And also, I mean, just history itself. I mean, when this was just created and built, it was a turn of the age. It was a modern design. It wasn't the norm.
Okay. And what has been your overall experience in Langford as working here and being a student?
I think it was great. I love the experience. I like the college alone just because it's small. It's family oriented in my opinion. I seem to know just about everybody or at least recognize faces that are here. So I mean, you never really feel left out, and it being Hotel Langford, you're never alone, even at the 2 or 3 in the morning. So.
Well, that's it, Cameron. You did great.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. No